This is the walking penultimate drill. Okay, so this drill really helps the athlete start to put things together. So remember with pawing, we talked about having our toes up, our foot up, and landing flat-footed on the ground and kind of pulling ourselves forward. Well, the concept that we're looking for now, and to kind of put it into perspective, is so I come through, I have about 4 steps out. I'm gonna go right, high heel, left, high heel, normal, boing, boing, center of gravity still going up. Second to last is my penultimate step. Now I'm trying to land flat-footed, and I'm gonna try to pull the ground behind us as I land flat, and I wanna keep my posture upright. So I want my torso to remain tall and upright. What I don't wanna do is to come down and go, boom. You see a lot of young athletes especially, they try to lower their center of gravity by ducking down, and that is not what we wanna do. We never want to lower down like this because that breaks the chain, right? We want to keep everything in line. So by maintaining tall, when we paw, we can keep our speed because we want to keep our horizontal speed. The less horizontal speed we can lose into the takeoff, the better. And if we start coming down and lowering like this, all we're doing is slowing down and decelerating, okay? So I'm going to try to stay upright, up tall, and I'm going to paw or create a bridge between my left and my left since I'm a left-footed jumper. So I'm going to land here. I'm going to roll onto the ball of my foot as I paw through. So I'm going to land flat. I'm going to this is now a bridge. I'm landing under my foot. I'm pulling it through, and I'm trying to roll onto the ball of my foot. So what I'm trying to do is keep this at 90 degrees. Boom, boom. And by doing that, I'm pulling behind myself and I can just plant this foot down really quickly. So I'm trying to get my takeoff foot onto the ground as fast as possible. Boom, boom. And so I can kind of think of it like a scissor action of here, scissoring my legs across, but then because it's a low heel recovery, it'll just come straight down on the ground and then it'll be in that nice flat-footed position. So I can first do this without cones, and I like to let the athlete just experiment for a little bit. And I say, okay, I just want you to walk on your toes, right? Walk on the ball of your feet to simulate as you're running, because you're not gonna run with your heels on the ground. We're not gonna run flat-footed. So we wanna simulate walking on the balls of our feet, and then when we come into our penultimate, we wanna try to think about landing, rolling, almost like I'm trying to drive this knee down and back, and let this foot just come down and just pop. Balls on my feet, high heel recovery, and I'm sweeping through. Now, to really help them think about the concept of it being longer and then shorter, because that second to last step, the second to last stride between my left and my right, boom, boom, is a little bit longer because instead of it just coming down, it's gonna, that little bit of extra is a little bit longer of a stride, and it's gonna take a little bit more time. So what I can allow them to think of is actually put cones here now into the grounds at different spacings to help them. So I wanna go by just my general stride, or my general pacing. So I'm gonna put a cone right here at what my usual pacing would be. I'm gonna put my left foot right there. I'm a left-footed jumper, and I'll do this with right foot in just a sec. Left foot there. I'm just gonna do a regular pace. So I'm just gonna walk to where this foot is here. I'm gonna do another pace and another pace. So I'm just gonna put 3 even cones at those paces. So I'm just gonna walk, walk, walk. Nope, see that? So now I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna take a different colored cone. I'm gonna now do a white cone. I'm gonna put it there. So now I'm kind of using visual cues to say, okay, orange is gonna be my left foot, white is gonna be my right foot. So now I'm gonna do this again. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now I'm gonna take an orange cone. I'm gonna put it on the left side to indicate where my strides would be. So now I'm just gonna try to do a penultimate with them evenly spaced. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Then what I can do is I can do this a few times working on this penultimate drill. Now I'm on the balls of my feet. I'm marching with that high heel recovery. So essentially what I'm doing is kind of like calf smashers, but I'm just squeezing this so it's nice and tight to emulate a high heel recovery, right? So I'm just kind of in this march, 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 still on the balls of my foot. This one's gonna be flat. This is gonna be flat. And this one, still high. This one just goes low. Boom, boom, boom. Get a better walk. Boom, 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 boom. Got that? Now, the next thing I can do, once I do this over and over again, is I can actually scoot this further out and scoot this one further out. I can move this further in. I can vary this a little bit to allow the athlete to understand like the different spacings and patterns. And then ultimately, I can do this to where it really gives them the concept of that. And then I always like to have them do something wrong. Because when an athlete does something wrong and they know they're doing it wrong, and they get congratulated for doing something wrong, then when they do it right, they already know what's going to be wrong. It's kind of like reverse psychology. So I say, okay, I want you to do this as wrong as you can. And I'll have athletes come over here and they'll do all kinds of stuff, and all the kids will kind of laugh, and it's a lot of fun doing it wrong, because then they kind of know what to do right by trying to do it wrong. And they'll, you know, and then you'll say, okay, you did it wrong. That was amazing. You did it so right by doing it wrong. Good job. Now come over here and do it right. And I do this with my college athletes even. I'm like, okay, now do it right. Boom, 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 boom. And I say, okay, let's really work on our torso angle now, because when we come through, we want to stay tall and upright posture. And we'll talk about this in the puppet string drill in a little bit. But come through here, stay tall now. Boom, 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 boom. And you notice this stayed that high heel recovery. And then don't forget to combine in some of the work from the hinge drill, right? So now we can work on, when we do plant here, now we want to start to see rigid and then work on that hinge over. So after this foot comes down, I pull to get this foot on. Now I'm pulling, and then I'm trying to pull this knee through, which will help me create that hinge of that rear lean to that forward lean. So now I'm going to do this. And you can see me rock forward. And then I really now can work on my posture, staying upright. Once I get right here, I'm gonna slight lean back, only barely, right? I don't wanna be here. I just wanna have a slight lean. As I pull, stay my hips low, bridge, boom. And then really work on rotating forward, full foot contact through that. Now, boom, 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 boom.